Hey y'all, thanks so much for tuning in to a spiritual effing podcast. It's your girl Amore or Love and
And I'm Cool Joe. This is a spiritual effing podcast. Effing stands for
fucking. But out of respect, we'll say effing.
yes. And we're just getting started with this podcast. We'll be talking about a lot of different things.
Yes, we will. And it's all about being black and spiritual and all of that. We also have a group on Facebook called Black and Spiritual. So if you guys want to search us up and join it, please do so.
Spiritual and black.
That's what I said.
You said black and spiritual.
Oh shit.
That's a different group.
Oh god damn it.
Our group is spiritual and black, and the other group that we're a part of is black and spiritual. We support them both.
Yes, so ours is better.
Yes. And we're a family.
We are.
We're married and we have a bunch of kids. We could probably hear in the background. This is what's unique about our podcast, that we'll have different guests. A lot of them will be our children. A lot of times they'll just come in and be a part of it, which is kind of cool because they're also into the spirituality.
Yes, we're all learning together. Like the cool part is I wasn't raised in I was raised in a religious family. Joseph was raised. Sorry.
You can call me Joseph. That's my name.
Joseph was raised in a religious family as well. He was raised Catholic, and I was raised Baptist Christian. And as we got married and all that, we decided that it was something that needed to happen just because of so many little things that were taking place that literally like lined it up. And instead of me feeling crazy about it, he let me know that I wasn't crazy, because I felt crazy, because like why else would spirits be talking to me and shit?
Yeah, sometimes when the spirits are talking, it's like you got voices in your head, right?
Yeah, it's like a crazy person, like literally a crazy person. It makes you like rethink about what crazy actually is.
Right, but then you start to notice that sometimes the voices make sense, and
Not sometimes, like all the time, literally. I haven't been wrong yet. Nobody has ever told me yet that I've been wrong about what spirit has told me. And what also made him more strong and firm about it, I'm going to speak for him.
But I'm right here, I can speak.
No, I'm going to speak for you. So what made him strong and firm about it, another thing that I saw was that our daughters, they started saying stuff and doing stuff that just, he was like, hey, these are superpowers. We gotta like work on that.
Yeah, that's kind of how we got to this middle of the beginning of our spiritual journey is realizing that some of the anxiety and the feelings that Amore was feeling at times, and then seeing what happens and how that anxiety is connected to something that's going on in real time in our world. I've always encouraged her to try to figure out how to channel that so that we can utilize this superpower, this gift, and instead of it causing you frustration, let's figure out how we can utilize it to see what happens and kind of manifest and predict and warn people and different things. So tuning into that, tapping into that is how we got into the spirituality of African heritage.
And use it to our advantage a lot, big time.
Yes.
So it's a lot that we went through that got us to this point right here. And we'll kind of touch on it a little bit here and there. But we'll basically move forward with this. So back to what I was saying about him being raised Catholic and me being raised Baptist. We were raised as like non like strong in religious efforts, and we still believe that there is a higher being. Like we know that that's a thing. We're not like what Anglo-Saxons try to make us feel is evil and bad and shit like that. We're not that at all.
Damn Anglo-Saxons.
Anglo-Saxons. Or white people. So like, not to discredit white people, we like white people too, but this is not what it is. Like we're talking about us being black and being spiritual as well, because we know it's something bigger than us, and we're nipping it on the head. We're touching at it and figuring out what it's about.
It's a lot of people who might have questions, who are interested in learning more, and are those people.
Yes.
But we also, can talk about our journey. So that's why we started this podcast to talk about that, because I might have some friends that are, husbands of witches, brujas, and they don't know where to go. So maybe they'll hop on Apple Podcast or Spotify or one of the platforms, and they'll find this, and then like, oh, that brother right there is, he got a wife that knows how to talk to people who are not around anymore and channels the ancestors, and so does my wife, or so do I.
Right.
Or my daughter says she talks to dead people and ghosts, and I don't know what to do.
Imaginary friends is what they call it.
Yeah, imaginary friends. So
everybody, like, not everybody, like most people have like imaginary friends, and like they're like, oh, it's so cool. This little kid is crazy because they're talking to somebody that's not here. Like literally, little do you know that they're actually talking to somebody, and your ass just you haven't figured it out yet. But whatever. So we're just going into like our journey. I wasn't taught this growing up, so it's been complicated, and we have children who we're teaching this to as well, and it's like a lot of little stuff that we never understood or figured out before this happened that we are getting in tune with, and it's becoming clearer, and it's amazing.
So, one thing that we're going to be doing, the theme with our episodes, is we're going to be kind of deciphering phrases. What I mean by that is, Amore here is a medium, and, sometimes things just come to her. So that's how we're going to figure out what we're going to talk about on each episode. What comes to you.
I'm consult with spirit.
Yeah, yes.
We take suggestions too. So if you have questions about something in specific, just let us know, and we'll be able to touch on it.
Yes, well. And we can always touch on more things based upon feedback from the listeners and the audience, which we're trying to build now. This is our first episode, obviously. And,
did we say thank you for tuning in? Thank you for
tuning
in. Yay, we're so excited.
It's a lot of times on the podcast apps, you see people make their first episode, then they make the second episode, then you don't see no more episodes.
We've been there before.
Yeah, we want to keep it moving.
We will.
It's a lot of different things to talk about.
It is.
And there's a lot of opportunity to kind of expand our minds, expand our audience base. You hear the kids yelling in the background. They're playing the game on the PlayStation.
They are. And it's like, I'll go over, so we have kids ranging from almost 16 to 1, and we're going through little things. So everything that I've learned, I've been passing on to all the kids, like separately, depending on what level they are. But all of them have been learning at least something, like a minimum of something. Right. And I'm still a baby to it all, just because I'm still learning and all this. So is my husband, and we're just going through it together. So when I learn something new, I figure out what level it would compare to, and then teach it to that kid. If not all, it depends on what it is. And the one who's been taking in the most is our oldest so far. It started with our 5-year-old. She was taking in a lot, but then it started being like a little heavy for her, and my oldest was like, you always teaching her stuff, what about me? And I'm like, I honestly didn't think you were interested, because every time I tried to teach you, you would seem disinterested. And she's like, no, I really want to learn, like, blah, blah, blah.
Teenagers, right? Yeah,
teenagers, they so wish-washy, but whatever. Like, I know she's at this point in life where she's interested in everything that I'm interested in, which I'm with all of it. So I've been teaching her tarot, and she's freaking accurate. She's done readings and everything for people, and they tell her how accurate she is, which I'm really proud of.
Yeah, she's doing great.
It's crazy because she was having such a rough time. She was at that teenage phase in life where it was like all hard and everybody was mean to her in her head, and she just wasn't satisfied with anything. But then once I brought her into Black spirituality, she's like, oh, I like this. This is something that I can actually do, and I have something to do now. And we're doing all of this while in quarantine, which is ridiculous because we're in freaking quarantine. Like, coronavirus is a thing right now, which, by the way, we've known that little, what they say was going to be over in, June?
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about that shit. We was talking about we didn't know specifically years ago it was corona, but Cool Joe Cutter, Cool Joe Customs and we were discussing this years ago, like 6 years ago, about how something was about to come into fruition, and we didn't know what it was, but you can tap in.
2020's been a hell of a year, and it's been leading up to this, and it's not over. It's going to get worse before it gets better, but it's been a lot of really interesting things happening. I talk to people, I say it's a correction going on.
It is.
A lot of the old ways that weren't working or have been working for certain people are no longer working.
Everything's changing.
Everything's changing. Coronavirus it plays a part in it. Our current president, he played a big part in things. His ignorance to a lot of issues allow people to build up that anger to literally start burning shit down and open up people's eyes to a lot of the things that we've been enduring for years and years and years. Changes are coming. Like I keep saying, it's going to get worse before it gets better, but some things are getting better.
They are.
But at the same time, it's been a good year for us. We talk about... Right, it's been a good year for some people,
Great.
Talk
a lot
about
of people
the
are
energy
like,
of money, Go ahead.
Everybody's like, oh no, like this year has been crazy. It's like the worst year of we haven't experienced this being the worst year ever because we've gotten everything we've asked for. We've asked for more time with family, which we've gotten. We've asked for more time for clarity, which we've gotten. We've asked for more business for our businesses, and we've gotten that. Like, it's a lot of stuff that we've thrown out there that this year has actually sat down and given to us. People are complaining about having to deal with their kids all day. Yeah, they freaking annoying as hell, but I begged for this shit for years. Like, I remember, like, right before it happened, being like, ugh. I never get to have control over my kids' life because I don't see them. I go to work, they go to school, I come home, I'm tired. I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. They don't want to do this, we don't even have a bond or a connection. And this year has literally enlightened all of that. Like, we're all open to it. We're all seeing each other all the time. And yeah, you get tired of seeing people all the time, but those are my babies. Like I'm glad they're here. I'm glad I get to see them and experience it. So many people in the world who don't have that because of crazy circumstances. So I'm happy and blessed that we're able to do this. Like, this is a good thing. And yes, so throwing out the energies, like, this is a year that I learned that I can actually channel my energies and throw them back at people because I thought that I could only take in people's energy.
Right.
So I would literally,
that's a burden.
Yeah, it seems like a burden, but it's not once you learn how to channel it. That's what I've learned. So it's like I would literally wake up like, let me call 50 people in my freaking phone book to see who the fuck having a bad day because my stomach hurt and I feel like somebody's sad and I don't know who the fuck it is and blah, 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 blah. And then I call them, finally figure out 27 people down the line who the hell it was and what they're going through and, calm them down and blah, 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 and I'll feel better. And it's like, I realized this year after going my whole life, I'm only 21, wink, wink. I'm only 21. So I went my whole life thinking that I could only take on people's emotions, not knowing that I can throw mine as well. So what I've been learning is that I can throw the energy of positivity, love, happiness, healing, my favorite. Oh, no. My favorite is actually money. I love throwing the energy of money to people. So when people gift me with money or gift me with gifts and gift me with anything, that's my favorite thing to do is throw the energy of money and abundance to them. So if you give to me, I give to you as well. In the same exact way.
So make sure you check out the show notes because it has our Patreon information, our PayPal information, our Cash App information, our Venmo information,
and our OnlyFans.
And our OnlyFans page information if you want to get a little juicy, you know, show a little bit of meat on there. You know what I'm
saying? Elbow don't freaking count. Whatever. Talking about a little meat. Ain't nobody showing no meat.
You take tips.
I'm a vegetarian. Ain't no meat showing on that. It's not happening. It's not happening. So yeah. So we are throwing the energy and money back at you. Like whatever you give us, we're giving it back in return.
I think she won the game. That's why she's over here.
Did you win the game? Oh my goodness. I'm not. Told you we got like 50 kids here.
Yeah, I got
the summertime. It be
cousins, cracking. Yeah, it's always.
We always have our kids in it. I have over 30 nieces and nephews, and him too. He has the same, probably more than that. So it's like it's always extra kids here. They always.
Nobody got more nieces and nephews.
It's always kids here in addition to our 6. So
nobody got more nieces and nephews than
me. You got more brothers and sisters than me, so I don't know.
You still got more nieces and nephews than me.
Whatever.
You got 6 kids and you got the least amount. Got the least amount.
OMGZ. So yeah. Sorry, we have to take a quick pause, so it might sound uneven.
Yeah.
But, you know, with the kids here, it's a lot of them. You might hear screaming in the background, but when it gets too loud, we got to make sure everybody's okay and check on them.
A little bit of screaming, a little bit of yelling. You might hear some punches being thrown because, you know, they're all into
fighting.
They're all into anime now and
goodness,
Dragon Ball Z. And
it's funny because, like, when I start telling them about like different things about spirituality, like, oh, I learned about that on this show, and I learned about it's so funny.
They compare it all to Japanese animation.
They do. They like, oh yeah, but what about this? What about that? Like, that's not real. Oh, and it's another show that go over like all the crystals. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm like shuffling. I got like a habit of doing that. Like when I feel uncomfortable or happy or nervous or excited or whatever.
I'm making you feel uncomfortable?
No. I want to make sure I do a pull for the general. Somebody needs to hear this card, and I'm making sure that I'm doing oracles right now. So with the oracles, I'm gonna pull an oracle card for people. Cool. But like one thing somebody asked, so I got a lot of people in my side that I've been like awakened to, and like this year we've really become real close and all of that. It went out.
Cause y'all woke.
We woke.
Woke now.
We all in tune. And I'm gonna give you a little more about how I feel about that later. But we'll get into that later. But one of the people in my circle or whatever, I let her do, you know, a reading on me and whatnot, and she's real good with it. But I let her do my daughter because I felt like she was going through a lot in her life and I just couldn't understand it. And I went to sleep. I prayed on. I went to my altar, made sure I put my ancestors on. Like, hey, y'all need to help me because this girl is tripping. What do I do? How do I fix it? And they let me know on numerous occasions because I've read her cards on numerous occasions and I just was misreading them. And they put me on to like what it was with her, so I let my cousin read her. She her name's Tuyeni. I'm gonna interview her one time. She's really good, and she was telling me how like a couple things needed to change or whatever. And one thing that resonated with me was when she sat down and she asked her. She was like, "So, why are you here?" Like that was her question. Why are you here? And I know this is a little much for a first episode or whatever, but I feel like it's important to say.
That's good.
So she was like, "Why are you here?" And of course, she's 15 years old. What you think she said?
Whatever. Why are you here?
No, she didn't. It was similar, but she was like, "No, why are you here?" And she was like, "Well, because you want me to get into details, because I don't want to sound disrespectful or nothing like that." She was like, "Nah." She was like, "Tell me what you think." And she was like, "Well, my mama and my daddy," basically. She was finna get into the birds and bees, but she couldn't fully say why she was born or why she was hit. And it made me think like, shit, can I answer that question? And my daughter's half my age. I had her at a very, very young age. And I was trying to figure it out. Like, I've never felt like I ever had a purpose until this year. And I realized that my purpose was healing. And I've been doing that all along. Like, literally everything that I've done has been aligning with that, with healing people and making sure that everybody else is okay. I've been doing that. I'm a healer. That's one thing I do. I'm a healer. I'm a conjurer. I'm all of it. I'm a crystal child. Like, whatever. I'm a starseed as well. Like, I don't know how all those intertwine, but I'm indigo. You name it, it's me.
That's an important question, though. It's one that I feel like people don't ask enough of themselves. And, you know, sometimes you can ask that of others, people around you. It's an introspective, existential sort of question that really makes you think about what you're good at,
yes,
what you're supposed to be doing, and what you're actually doing. You know, if I ask myself, why am I here?
I know why you're here, but I'll let you answer it. I'm sorry, but maybe it's because I be knowing stuff in junk, but go on for it. Go on, get it.
I was about to say that's why I'm here, for stuff and junk. I'm here for stuff and junk. So, see, we're on the same page.
Perry died.
It's like we're, you know.
Oh, we don't say period no more. We say Perry died.
Perry died?
Perry died. It's not Perry Doe, nigga, because we ain't French.
Peridot?
Perry died. It's Perry died. It's spelled Peridot. Perry died.
Perry died.
Perry died. Perry dot poo. And if you into crystals, like if you into crystals, you feel me? You feel me.
We don't say period no more.
We say Perry died.
That's so 2018.
Yes, Perry died. Perry died. So one of like the main things that attracted me to this man after we had become best friends, one of the reasons I'm like, oh wow, I think it's more than just friendship, is because of his purpose in life. And his purpose is to change. He's here to change the world. And he's literally an activist and all of that good shit. Like, he was telling me how I die for the cause. And at that point in my life, I'm like, I wouldn't die for shit, because I got these fucking kids I gotta take care of. And if I die, who gonna take care of them and all of this? But I realized that shit, they're part of the cause. And if I wouldn't die for them, how can I say that I'd die for the cause?
It's all about life
and
insurance.
It's all about it. It's all about it. Life insurance as well. Sheesh. But it's like, I'm a healer and I'm put here to help people and make sure that they're on their purpose and track. Like, I literally gave advice to friends before I knew that it was spirit that was talking to me, and not remember what the hell I would tell them, because it wasn't me talking, it was spirit. But the whole time that I'm giving them this information about what they're supposed to be doing and their purpose and place in life, I be having chills, and I be like, I know I'm talking, but why am I talking? I don't even know what I'm saying. And it'll just be like blurbing from me, because it's stuff that they were meant to hear, are supposed to hear. And sometimes they don't take the advice from me because they don't want to feel that purpose. But it's like, it is what it is. Like, you gonna do what spirit say to do, or you ain't gonna do it. Like, what's up?
Right. It's bigger than just what you want right now. It's bigger than what you think you're supposed to be doing or what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Fulfilling these superficial needs is part of human nature. But at the same time, you know, when you dig a little bit deeper, you find things that aren't necessarily what conventionally you might think you're about.
Exactly.
But, you know, being open to that and understanding that, you know, it's a whole nother level. It's multiple dimensions. You know, there's elevation that can happen if you know, dig deeper and allow it to happen, and reach for it and ask for guidance. You know, and that's what this is about. Do you want to elevate? Let's elevate together.
It is. We want to be able to put that change to everybody. We want to be able to be here. I'm like in so many groups on Facebook, and I get so sick of them people who be like, I hate when people ask me questions. Research. I had to work hard for the answer. Nigga, you sound like one of them 19, 17 ass motherfuckers who be like, no, I'm not helping you. Help yourself. Like, no. If I have the answer for you, I am so ready and willing to help, because I feel like I'm a healer and I'm also a helper. But part of being a healer is to help, right? So who am I to say I know the answer, but I'm going to make you look for it and work hard for it? Like, no. Sometimes my purpose is to just help you until I can't help anymore, and then move on. Like, that's it. Shit, we gonna help each other. Like, that's what I think. I feel like I do a lot of searching. Like, I'm literally, like, nonstop. How many hours in a day? The hours that I'm up, like, I literally used to sleep. It ain't 12 hours in a day. I'm not about to play with you. I used to sleep all day and all night and just be like, oh, I feel so depressed. But I'll get into that later. But it's like a lot of the stuff that I used to do, I stopped doing because I'm spending more and more of my time trying to figure out more and more and more. And what I've learned is Google do not have the answers. Like, a lot of people tell motherfuckers to Google it. Like, that shit ain't true. When it comes to black spirituality, it's not true. It's not the same as Wiccan. It's Wiccas. It's not the same as, like, all these other things. It's like a lot of stuff that's in books that you do have to research. So many books on it. It's in books. It's definitely in books. But you have to get to the point. Like, if I don't know the specific answer, but I know the book to point you at, guess what I'm doing? I'm going to point you at that book to make sure that we both can get the answer together. And I'm here to help you. And hopefully y'all can help me too, because we in this together. Boo thing. You my new boo-boo. Hey, boo.
What you mean, hey, boo?
This
Who was you talking to?
Boo.
Quit playing with me.
That's we boo.
Quit playing with me.
I said we boo.
Oh.
Us is boo.
Okay, what's up, boo thing?
Hey, boo thing.
Anyway, you over there shuffling the cards and we're gonna do a pool.
I'm gonna do 2 pulls because I have 2 Oracle decks in my hand right now. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put y'all in. I've been, when it comes to cards, you just gotta let your hands and the spirit let you know when it's enough. It's like when you cooking some black good soul food and you ain't got the ingredients, but you know what's not that you got the ingredients, but you don't have the amounts. You kind of just let your ancestors say, hey, put a little more sprinkles of that and a little more chops of this, and
See, everybody can do that though, but you gotta give.
Everybody can't do that.
Everybody can't do that. Sometimes that'd be disaster.
Like, that shit salty, bitch. What the fuck you put in?
All that salt. Like, I'm not supposed to have that much salt in my diet, man. You trying to kill me. I don't know what's wrong
I hate
with
looking up recipes on Google and then I find put a dash of salt. Like, nigga, motherfuckers don't even cook with salt. That's some shit you supposed to be sprinkling around your house to make sure bad spirits.
That's what
Salt ain't the real ingredient.
Just a dash.
Put some little salt, little pepper.
I mean, you say that everything in our spice cabinet is something that you put around your house.
Oh no! It is like literally. See, I be making all the stuff, y'all. I be making oils. I be making baths and stuff like that, and everything is all natural ingredients. I either grow it or I find it in my spice cabinet. And it's lit. It's lit AF. I'm a vegetarian as well, and I think that everybody should be a vegetarian. And
you don't get cancer if you're vegetarian.
You don't get cancer if you're a vegetarian.
Well, less likely, a lot less likely.
You're less likely to be depressed because you ain't taking on the no, I ain't gonna say that part, but depression is deeper than what y'all think. We're gonna discuss that in episode 2 because I gotta talk about that.
It's a transference of energy.
It is.
And that's part of it. Like,
write that down so we can make sure we go over that in episode 2. Here, I'm giving it to him right now so we can make sure we go over depression because it's deeper than what y'all think. Coming from somebody who was always depressed. They used to tell me when I was a baby I was depressed as a baby, which was crazy because how the fuck is a baby depressed? Like, that's the weirdest shit you ever heard, right? Like, a depressed baby? Like, shit's crazy, but we're gonna go deeper.
I don't think I was a depressed baby.
I got a little pen thingy over there that you can write that down. Okay, I'm shuffling. Okay, I feel it. Now I just pulled one card. Let me go ahead and pull from the other desk. Yes, we're gonna go ahead and pull. And we're almost there. I'm gonna do one more. Ooh, that one jumped out, so I'm gonna use that one. Okay. So from both of my oracle decks, the first one I have is my ability to receive is measured by how much I practice good feeling thoughts. That's the number one. I think that's the good one. That's the one that just jumped out at me. The one that I pulled is, instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. I think both of those are very, very important messages that we all can learn from. And I think that is great. So, my ability to receive is measured by, sorry, I dropped the freaking card, is measured by how much I practice good feeling thoughts. That's like, I will get this. I will be happy. So let's say you're in need of, I don't know, a new pair of gym shoes because the ones you got holes in them. And holy gym shoes. A lot of people, that's a struggle for people. Some people like, what? That ain't shit I can relate to, but shit. Some people can actually relate to that. And it's like, all you gotta do is not look at somebody's shoes and say, ugh, I hate them because they got them fucking Louboutins or they got the new Yeezy season 17s and shit. The more that you're negative about thoughts about other people's things, the stuff that you really want, and you negative about the way they have it, you're not ever going to attract it to yourself. So if you want new shoes, you can't look at somebody else's shoes and get angry or upset because you can't afford or have them. You should redirect that and say, oh, I love that. One day I am going to be so rich or so much in abundance with money and the energy of money that I will be able to afford those shoes. I can actually see myself with those on next week. And pow, guess what? Next week, more than likely, you will be able to get those shoes.
And sometimes if you got the holy shoes and you look down at them, and then you look at the Yeezys, you be like, these are the same shoes. I got the Yeezys already. That's a good feeling thought. I already got the Yeezys on my feet. But I just gonna get, you know what I'm saying, the new Yeezys, which got more holes in them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about positivity and spreading it. And you know, that allows you to receive on the other end.
Which is very true. So sorry, one of our kids came in like they do. And I just want to finish with...
We bring our kids to the studio with us when we're recording the podcast.
Petty dots. So, with that, so these two cards are literally hand in hand. They basically saying the same thing, and the fact that I pulled them together means a lot to me. So my ability to receive is measured by how much I practice good feeling thoughts. That means you think it will be. So if you think somebody else shit is shitty, you ain't ever going to get it because it's shitty. Why do you want it?
Shitty. But
if you think somebody else's stuff is good and you praise them on it, wow, look at you. You got it too because you want it. You liked it when you saw it on somebody else, and now it's yours. Amazing. And then the next card I got is basically the same one. Instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. So instead of being like, I want this, and this is specifically for me, and this is what I want, say it to yourself that, okay, I want happiness and peace for the world, and you'll be getting it in abundance. Like, the energy that you throw out is the energy that you will receive. So that's a really good thing. So if you want happiness for other people, what you will get in return is happiness for yourself and for other people. So the stuff that you're praying for will come back to you tenfold. So make sure you're throwing out the energy of positivity, happiness, love, light, all of the good stuff, and it will be returned to you. And I know this for a fact to be true.
Yeah, it's very true. And that's something that, you know, we're fortunate enough to say that we have experienced, and also that, you know, other people can experience, because it's a universal law. You know, it's the law of attraction. So yeah, the law of attraction is one of the principal universal laws, and that's kind of what these cards are representing. The baby bit your finger.
I'm looking at the gashes in my hand. It's ridiculous. The little gap is there too. It's ridiculous. So it's true. Like, it's very true. Like, what you throw out there is what you will receive. So if you're looking at somebody's stuff negatively, you won't receive it because it's negative. Why the fuck would it come back to you?
So, like, I've seen the movie The Secret.
I've never
That's
saw that movie.
basically what you telling me. You pulled the card just to tell me the secret, which ain't no secret no more because it's a movie, it's a book, and like everybody, it's a board game. It's The Secret.
Is that a book that I need to read? I've never. So my thing is I don't watch
It's not a
TV.
secret. It's the law of attraction. But yeah, it's interesting because they somehow found a way to share the law of attraction with the masses and make a bunch of money doing it and get all these people who have had success in life to say, yeah, I thought I was going to be successful, then I worked real hard, then I was successful, which is kind of what happens. You know, it's not a secret though, but at the same time, you
Everybody
know,
don't know that though.
everybody
So
don't
it is
know
a
that.
secret.
It gives roadblocks, and that's where we add that
It is.
perspective. We're black people in America. You know, it's not always just about working real hard all the time.
It's not.
But you can will things and manifest things in your favor. But you know, it's a higher level of understanding how that actually works that will work in your favor. Because it's a lot of people that work real hard. Excuse me, work real hard and be working real hard to the grave. You know, and never really able to reap the benefits of, you know, all the work they put in because they don't understand that it's a little bit more to it sometimes. All the time, actually.
Very true. So we're gonna go ahead and let y'all go on here, and hopefully we've aroused your attention.
So yeah, we're gonna start putting out content weekly.
Yes.
Is the idea.
On Sundays, because that's my altar day. And on my altar day, I like to throw out the energy of love and light and positivity. And I be getting downloads on Sundays. It's
So
my Sunday day.
yeah, I be downloading stuff on my PlayStation. I'm just kidding. I barely use that thing. When you busy, you don't really have time to
True.
play games and stuff. But
We've been begging for this busyness. Like, we went a long time where we were just like, how we're going to do this.
I've been busy.
Dude, you used to work until 5 o'clock and come home to a fucking meal and then go to sleep. That one shit busy about that. Now you ain't even got business hours because of the business. You running the business. You ain't answering to nobody else, which is a good thing. So.
Always answer to the customer. The customer.
Right, but that's
It's the
different.
boss.
That's different than answering to the boss.
So customers out there, bosses. What time do you want me to be at work in the morning? No, that wasn't even funny.
Sometimes
but
you don't even go to sleep. So
sometimes, you know,
sometimes.
working.
Work.
Nonetheless, we're gonna put out content weekly. We're always welcome to feedback. Once we kind of get our social media channels up and running and all that good stuff, and the Patreon and all that, we're gonna definitely put that on here.
We will.
Tune in for the next
will
episode
also
for
do-
all that.
We will also do occasional free readings that will allow our learners to do on you guys. Not everybody, but of course we'll pick people, and the people that we'll pick will be somebody from either our Patreon, you know, somebody who's showing and throwing the energy of money our way.
Right, let us know that you're
You're
paying
not gonna
attention.
have to pay for the reading, but we will allow them to give y'all readings and stuff. I'll even do some readings too for you guys for free. It just depends, you know, what tier you are.
Yeah, and you know, readings are cool, and you know, you can learn a lot about, you know, your path. So that's always a good benefit. And in addition to that, we'll be, you know, pumping out merch and everything else.
We got merch.
But, you know, we'll talk
All
about
kinds of merch.
we'll talk about that later. We're business people.
We are.
You know, we live in a capitalistic system, and you know, we just feel like we're not trying to hog it all, but you know, it's all about sharing your skills, your abilities, and the things that we have, and we're with it.
So thank you guys for tuning in again. We really appreciate it, and we are sending you the energy of positivity,
Yes.
love,
Yes.
light, healing energy as well. And my favorite energy, the energy of money. Especially to those who send it back to us. Thank you guys. Stay safe in this crazy world we live in. Peace and love, homie. Peace and love, boo things.
Drop that beat.
Hey yo, what's up? It's Cool Joe, Black and Spiritual AF podcast. Make sure that you share the podcast with your timeline, with your friends, everybody, you know what I mean? We're a little bit different, but it's all about the culture. Black and Spiritual AF podcast. Let them know that you black and you spiritual, but you ain't scared to punch a mug in the mouth when you have to, you know what I'm saying? That's the AF part, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, gang.